Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do 7 things that I really love about my Ford F-150 Lightning. Now this particular one is a 2023, it's an XLT model, it's a standard range. So there's some things that are specific to this truck, but just in general I'm very pleased with this thing, and just want to share with you some things that are really fantastic about the truck. First thing on my list is, and this really applies to all EVs, but it's reinforced here. While people complain about range sometime, you know, the number one asset to this vehicle and really all EVs, I leave my house every morning with it full, meaning no stops at the gas station. You know, I have a level 2 charger on the house with a timer that agrees with the local utility. So I hop in the morning, I push the button, and I have all the range. And it is fantastic. I don't know about you, but I've never had a stop at a gas station where I was like, geez, I wish I could come here more often. Instead, it's like I'm always busy. I'm trying to pick up a kid from somewhere, or I've got to be somewhere for a meeting, and I'm like, I got to stop in and top off. When you leave the house full every day, it eliminates all that. So that is a huge winning feature of the F-150 Lightning. The second feature I absolutely adore about this truck is the frunk. And I have to tell you, before I bought this truck, I viewed this as something of an unnecessary feature, just kind of maybe a little icing on the cake. In practice, this thing is amazing. With all the space you get here, you've got the room of just about the trunk space of a compact car. You will not believe how much you'll fit in here, and it's dry and it's clean. When you go to the grocery store, the ability to put the bags in there, just all the storage space that you have, even, you know, just for the travel or EV related items, to have a little space underneath too. This, the cover for here can slide in there so it stands up straight, so you can, if you need to access. But you see, I just carry some basic tools and a handful of things in here, but I cannot overvalue how great this frunk is. It's just absolutely fabulous, and it adds so much space to the truck. With a 5.5 foot bed, I was worried coming from an 8 foot bed whether or not I'd have enough room for us to do, you know, all the family things that we do. And I have to tell you, you know, with the addition of the frunk space, I don't miss the 8 foot bed truck that we had at all. This thing is fantastic, and it's the absolutely right size. The frunk is a huge asset. Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about is the Lightning's ability to do truck things. As ridiculous as that sounds, you know, a great feature of this truck is it is a truck. Unlike, you know, many of the SUVs, if not most, you know, they're passenger cars, very light duty in nature. These things are built to be a truck. And I can tell you from my own use case, you know, a really handy feature. I replaced a Ram 2500 diesel. And one of the uses that we had for that is that we heat our home with pellets. So we buy these pallets at a time, 50, 40-pound bags of pellets. That's, as for you math wizards out there, that's 2,000 pounds. A huge feature of this truck for me is the payload rating on this particular one. It's a standard range battery. It has a 2,235 pound payload. So I can still go to Lowe's or Home Depot or the local pellet store, buy a pallet of pellets, have them slide it in the back. And I can bring that home, and I can use this truck as a truck. That's huge. Also, this is a standard range truck, so but I bought it with the max tow package. That was important to me. And by virtue of that, this guy will tow 7,700 pounds. That's enough to move my travel trailer, and with the available torque too. I mean, in the standard range truck, it still has the 775 pounds of torque. It's got 452 horsepower. It's amazing. It is absolutely 100% truck in that way. So it's a great combination, and you know, it's got a lot of creature comforts too, so it's really a nice balance. As I said, I had a 2500. This thing is so much more usable and comfortable as a daily, in addition to really big truck abilities. It's super amazing. My next feature, it really applies to all F-150s, but it's worth saying in the Lightning, as people are maybe considering this versus a car. If you have a family, one of the features to talk about is the insane level of comfort. And by that, I mean the room. This truck is big, and something that's a really great feature. The seats are very comfortable. I am a little over 6 feet. I've got that driver's seat where I normally sit. And what really is mind-blowing to me is, again, considering the size. And by the way, you see my 2011 Expedition in the background there. So mind you, we have that vehicle as a comparison. With my seat where I want it to be for comfort, I just want to show you, look at the back seat room. Forgive the cover on the seat, by the way. We have a dog and I don't want fur all over my truck. But look at the insane level of room in here. This is crazy. And the nice thing about the Lightning, you have a flat floor right there. So your passengers, you can absolutely have 3 full-size adults in this seat. There's a place for everybody's feet, tons of room under the front seats, storage in the back of the seats. You've got the ventilation right there. You've got some plug-ins if they need to plug in their devices. Just, it is shockingly useful as a people mover. You can move 5 people extra comfortably, and I will tell you, it has more backseat legroom than that Expedition over there. It's amazing how much room there is in this truck. And this is, as you can probably see from the video, this is an XLT, right? So it's cloth interior. The comfort of the seats is fantastic. They're the right amount of soft without being stupid. You get tons of cup holders, just all the way around. The comfort in this truck is wild. Another thing I wanted to point out that's a fantastic feature of this truck is the 12-inch radio screen. So I have the XLT, and I'm sure a lot of people are thrilled with the tablet style that comes in the Lariat and better. But I have to tell you, this 12-inch screen is amazing. It's got tons of features, but when, in real life use, it is big. Like, I'm not sure why you'd need a screen larger than 12 inches because this thing is amazing. You can see my full-size man hand against that screen. It's awesome. And as you can see, there's lots of different options. Obviously, you see here, I'm listening to Octane. It's so easy to move things around. If you want to put navigation over here, you can put XM over there. You can tab through the various things if you had Bluetooth connected, your trip information. If you want to go off-road, it shows you, kind of where you are there. The Pro Power onboard, the output. I mean, it's just, and your zone lighting as well, the bed camera, if you turn that on. It's just so useful. This 12-inch screen is great. And across the bottom here, you've got your choices for audio, your phone controls. You've got the navigation. You've got a towing screen. And again, I have on this particular one, I have the Max Tow package. You can pull up your various apps, just the settings all the way around in here for the various things. And then just features of the truck. And I've been playing with drive modes just as an example. That's awesome. But you can control the Pro Power, your lighting, the way you leave the truck, some towing, look at your trip energy usage. This 12-inch screen is absolutely fantastic. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, and it sort of relates, we were just talking about the screen, we've talked about the seats, but overall, the quiet. These things are incredibly well put together. And, again, I spent my own money to buy this. I'm not incentivized to like it or not, but this truck's on. Just take a listen for a second. Listen to the ambient noise you hear. Like, there's literally zero noise. When you drive, you get road noise through the tires, but this particular truck is equipped with the Michelin tires, and even those are fantastic. I got no complaints with those at all, but it is shocking at 60, 70 miles an hour just how little noise you hear in this truck. It is just incredibly quiet. The windows seem to be the thicker, heavier. It definitely, you don't get a lot of wind noise. You get very little in the way of road noise. But what it makes is it makes everything better in the truck. And by that, what I mean is, when you have the radio on, you don't need to play it as loud. You do become a little more aware of the HVAC controls, right? Because those things are blowing and it comes across as a little bit louder because there's no other noise. But I have to tell you, it's just shockingly quiet. And just to give you an example, I spent some time recently with a Lexus LS, which is just a fabulous industry leading, probably one of the quietest cars you can buy. Once I spent some time with this truck, I thought to myself, this doesn't miss that level of quiet by much. And that is impressive because I would, respectfully say Lexus probably leads the way in quiet interiors for their driver, right? Heavily insulated. This truck's, it's shockingly amazing. I came from a diesel truck, and I have to tell you, I loved the rattle of the diesel. I thought that was kind of a lot of fun, but you know what it was? It was annoying after a certain amount of time, right? When you're out on the highway and you're going 70 miles an hour and you're listening to that thing clatter away, like the first 20 minutes, it's kind of cool as an enthusiast, but after that, it gets really old. And so, long story short, the quiet, it's just soothing. I drive this truck and I get out and I say, man, I feel kind of refreshed as opposed to worn out. And that is a pleasure. So the quiet, huge asset to this truck. Something I really love on the truck, it's the onboard Pro Power. My truck has the optional 9.6 kilowatt generator. And so up front, got not only these 4 outlets right here, which are super convenient. And I know a lot of the folks in the Lightning community like to put a portable powered cooler in here, or a even small refrigerator when they travel, because there's so much power in this truck. It has the capability of running that when you're on a trip, and it's so much better than a cooler with a bunch of ice. So anyway, the Pro Power, this is the front piece. Now I'm going to show you the back as well. The second half of the Pro Power, of course, is in the back. Again, super convenient. Now I have the drop-in factory Ford bedliner, or Ford accessory bedliner. So I got to pull this flap out of the way, but you can see in there, I've got 3 more outlets back here, plus the controls. And again, this particular truck has the 9.6 kilowatt generator, but how handy that I have the comfort that it has enough juice in it that theoretically it could power my home. Now, the way I view it, the nice convenient feature, should the power go out, I can put this rig in the garage because there's no emissions. I can park this in the garage, which happens to be adjacent to my kitchen. I can get a cord right into my refrigerator and power the important things. But equally important, and let's admit, if we're buying these things, we love features, right? A cool feature for me is tailgating. We often go and tailgate, we do a big setup. Having the ability to plug in, like we talked about in the front, to have a small refrigerator, or our sound system. We have rechargeable speakers, but they run out pretty quickly. To have the ability to keep those guys charged and go all day long at a tailgate, it's just really, really handy. It's not a thing I would have run out and bought a vehicle for on its own, but having it is just one of those, every month when I mail off a payment, it's another thing that makes me smile. It makes me happy to send that money out. So Pro Power, definite big feature on this truck. Hey, thanks for watching my 7 things I love about my new 2023 F150 Lightning XLT. Please like, subscribe, and definitely comment. A lot more coming on the channel. A lot of EV and Lightning related stuff. As you can see, we've got some other toys as well. So there's a lot of car related content. Tire reviews seem to be very popular for me, so I'll have some more of those. But definitely stay tuned. More to come. Have a great day.